friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to Wrestle Juice. WWE's Hell in a Cell is coming up now in about, 3.5 hours or so. So I'm doing this last minute news, rumors, betting odds, and predictions video. It's going to have the smallest window of viewership, so be sure to share this one and make sure all your friends see it if they like the graps, the wrestling. So the main reason I'm doing this video is because one of the rumors out there, one of the little news items out there, is the idea that the main event tonight at Hell in a Cell might be derailed because of an injury. Cody Rhodes, according to the Wrestling Observer himself, Dave Meltzer, has reportedly suffered an injury while weight training this week. Meltzer said the story going around is that Rhodes suffered a torn pectoral muscle, but Meltzer didn't know if for sure that was the injury. Last night at a house show event, a Saturday night main event show, Cody was announced as having been injured prior to the match, and Drew McIntyre took his place in a solo effort against Seth Rollins. McIntyre won that, but then Cody came running out at the end, and today he's been tweeting all about Hell in a Cell. He's still being, the preview's still up, he's still being billed, still being advertised, and Cody himself is saying it himself. Dave Meltzer said this: Cody hurt himself weight training this week. The story going around backstage last night in Champaign, Illinois, is that he tore his pec. I don't know if that's 100% the injury. Definitely a story going around. The presumption everyone had was he's working Hell in a Cell tonight, and from there we'll see. But a torn pec is a pretty serious injury if it is that. And then Cody tweeted out some pictures of himself on WWE chairs. You know, those front row chairs that you get if you pay the sweet VIP money. And he just says, "You ready, Chicago?" Of course, that's where Hell in a Cell is going to be. We're going to be over at Going In Raw at the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Steven Larson. There for Hell in a Cell. We'll be doing the watch along and our recap afterwards. I'll do a Wrestle Juice review tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. Let's dive into this really quick. Now, this is literally nothing. And I shouldn't even be bringing it up because it's probably irresponsible. But the chatter I've seen online suggests that there's a belief out there that we might be seeing the return of Bray Wyatt tonight at Hell in a Cell. Now, I would be pretty surprised if that happened, but this kind of stems from a tweet Bray Wyatt put out a couple days ago, or last week, I think, where, number one, he changed his Twitter handle to Wyatt6. Today's the 5th of June, but June is the 6th month. So who knows what that 6 means? Maybe somebody else out there had deciphered it. I don't know. But his actual name is Wyndham Rotunda. Wyatt is, I think, probably he can only use that name if he significantly changes some other aspect of that name if he goes somewhere else. But Bray Wyatt, of course, is trademarked, is owned by the WWE. So he could only really use the name Bray Wyatt if he's in the WWE. And his tweet had to do with having patience because the wait's going to be over soon. Now, it's probably more likely that he's promoting the movie that he's been working on recently. That's probably more likely. But given that this pay-per-view really has not much buzz going into it, that would certainly be something that would create all sorts of buzz. And personally speaking, I've always felt that Bray Wyatt probably would work best as a part-time worker in WWE for special events. So it wouldn't shock me if he did stay in WWE, but just on a strictly part-time basis, makes a bunch of money there, goes away for a long time, makes more movies, and then comes back to WWE for limited programs. Matt Hardy in his podcast just recently mentioned that he felt Bray Wyatt and Vince McMahon had a bit of a father-son relationship. Of course, Wyatt had been in the company since basically he started wrestling. His dad, of course, was IRS. He was a major player in WWE. Major player. He was a, come on, you know IRS. I don't know, major player is really the way to describe him, but hey, he was known. And he was a tag team champion. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd ever see Bray Wyatt going anywhere else. So if he were to come back to WWE, maybe it'd be good press for his movie if he did do a short run with WWE. If that movie's ready to come out. I don't know what the schedule's like. But anyway, something to keep an eye on. Let's talk about this. My predictions for Hell in a Cell tonight. I'm going to do them in line with the final betting odds. So if you think that betting odds mean anything, stop now. Just stop watching. Because by and large, they don't. There was a period of time like 4 or 5 years ago when the betting odds seemed to get everything correct, no matter how ridiculous it was, which probably meant somebody in WWE was feeding the bookies informations. I don't really know how that works, but I got the final betting odds here, and I'll give you my predictions as we go along. First up, of course, this match was added after SmackDown on Friday. Madcap, I guess formerly known as Madcap Moss, who's no longer Madcap, which is the ironic part of the name because he's sporting like black trunks, doesn't seem to have a sense of humor anymore, and he's got a new violent attitude, is taking on Baron Corbin in a no-holds-barred match. Right now, Madcap Moss is a heavy favorite to win this match. Baron Corbin, not so much. Of course, Madcap stood tall, basically, kind of, at the go-home there. I'm sorry, the other way around. Baron Corbin got a DQ win over Madcap because Madcap hit him with a chair, I think, something like that, and then he was about to put his head in the thing. So I see Madcap winning this no-holds-barred match, unless Baron Corbin wins it and then they have a real, actual match where Madcap wins that. But I think this is Madcap's. I think this is his big victory over Baron Corbin. In 6-person mixed tag team action, The Judgment Day versus Bull Liv Club, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. Judgment Day is a relatively heavy, not too heavy favorite. It's minus 400 against plus 250. So that's like that's a moderately heavy favorite right there. Of course, the Judgment Day got their asses handed to them on Raw this past week, which seemed pretty obvious that Edge is probably going to end up getting the pin on Finn Balor. That's kind of how I see it going. We have got the United States Championship match. Theory is a heavy favorite to beat Mustafa Ali. Of course, they're in Chicago, Mustafa Ali's hometown. The WWE, from time to time, will do the thing where a hometown hero will come and get their ass kicked to generate that heat that they love. I kind of see this. My pick right here is Theory. Theory's going to be champion, I think, for a little while. Although it'd be awesome if Ali won the title in Chicago and then you could drop it the next night, maybe. But I kind of feel like Theory's going to win here. Ali might have something. This might end up being like a DQ finish. They might give Ali a DQ win, but doesn't walk out with the title. Regardless, Theory's walking out with that title. In singles action, Ezekiel, the younger brother of Elias, is a favorite, not a heavy favorite, a light favorite against Kevin Owens at negative 250 to 175. That's sort of how I see this going as well. I see Ezekiel picking up the win here. Kevin Owens inadvertently super kicked Chad Gable. Wouldn't shock me to see Chad Gable come out and try to screw with this match a little bit. And Kevin Owens ends up eating the win and descends further into madness. Let's see here. Raw women's action for the title. Bianca Belair currently is the favorite against Asuka and Becky Lynch. A pretty heavy favorite, to be honest with you. That's how I see this going as well. Bianca Belair is totally going to retain. Asuka and Becky are effectively going to take themselves out of this match and continue on their feud. We've got, this is sort of a conundrum here. We got a handicap match. Bobby Lashley versus Amos and MVP. Right now, Amos and MVP are a very thin favorite to win. Now, this actually changed over the past couple days because Lashley was the favorite to win. Right now, it has swung in Amos and MVP's favor. Bobby Lashley stood tall on Raw. Amos and MVP kind of need this win if they're going to be taken seriously at all. They also have Cedric Alexander at their disposal if he's going to help out at all. So yeah, I see Bobby Lashley losing this, and then everybody can sort of part ways and move on because Lashley's already won a couple of these matches. I think he won the Mania match and he won the cage match, although that was more of a fluke victory. But yeah, I see Amos and MVP winning here. And then in Hell in a Cell, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Will the Fiend show up? Will Bray Wyatt show up? Probably not. Be kind of cool if he did. In any event, Cody Rhodes is the heavy favorite to win here against Seth Rollins. That's how I see this going. He's going to go 3-0 against Seth Rollins. Seth always bounces back strong, and it's a great showing for Cody Rhodes. The only question, of course, is how extreme is this match going to be? Usually Seth Rollins likes to give it his all in the cage. Cody Rhodes, I would love to see him bleed because he does that better than anybody else. So I could see Cody Rhodes totally winning this. That's where my pick is going as well. So yeah, there's your Hell in a Cell preview. It's coming up in just a little while. Hopefully y'all will hang out with us over there at Going In Raw on the Twitch channel, and then come back here tomorrow for my Hell in a Cell review. Also, the Going In Raw review in podcast form is going to be up late tonight, so check that out as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, do me a favor, give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the notify bell so you always know when you're getting new Wrestle Juice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out this video right here. I talk about the CM Punk interim championship situation over at AEW. Why does AEW love their interim champions? I don't know. Actually, I kind of know, but you got to check out that video to find out. And everybody be quiet because she's sleeping over there.